Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got some Battlefield Hardline gameplay and we're going to be covering a lot of the little things, the little nuances, secrets that you're going to need to know in order to excel in this game. The first I want to talk about is the survivalist gadget that you can get for the operator class. This is by far one of the best gadgets in the game. If you don't know about it, you should know about it and you should be using it. Let's demonstrate its use right here. I'm gonna get shot and killed right here. He did not headshot me, so I have the option to self-revive. All I do is inject my arm with this little pen. I shoot this guy while prone on the ground, reload the gun, stand back up, and I'm able to kill all his teammates that thought this side had been cleared out. Unfortunately not, because I had that equipped. The only way to prevent somebody from using the survivalist gadget is to either kill them with a headshot, blow them up with an explosive, vehicle explosive rounds work as well, or kill them with fall damage, which is a little bit more difficult to do. Now if they do have it equipped and you shoot them and their body goes down, you will actually see a funky looking animation on the ground with their body. You can shoot them again while they're on the ground to prevent them from injecting themselves. Now how about the new melee weapons in Battlefield Hardline? One of the key differences for melee combat is that there is no longer a front knife animation that gives you the option to counter knife. You just swipe your knife like you did in Battlefield 3 and it does 50% damage, so 2 frontal swipes will kill somebody. A rear knife takedown functions very similarly and you collect the player's patches instead of dog tags. So what's the point in using a baseball bat or police baton? Well, they still do 50% damage when you whack somebody, but when you come up behind them, you can essentially choke them out, handcuff them on the ground. It's a longer animation, but you then have the option to hold E and interrogate somebody's body once they're on the ground. Once a successful interrogation is completed, it will show you all of the nearby enemies on the minimap. The only real reason to run a knife instead of a baseball bat or police baton is to collect people's patches, and it also gives you a slightly faster kill animation when approaching from behind. Now how about the new taser gun in Hardline? If you just tap fire the taser gun, it will shoot one taser, it'll disable your opponent, put them on the ground, and then you have the option to shoot them and kill them from there, but they will get back up with 100% health in a short period of time if you don't do anything about it. If you want to kill them with the taser gun, you shoot but hold the trigger down and you will see a little time wheel in the center of your screen. If you hold until the time wheel ends, it will actually kill them. What's the benefit of this? Well, in a 1v1 combat situation, you actually have a gun that can technically one-shot kill. It will take a little bit longer, but you will disable them instantly and then there's nothing they can really do about it. Now how about the new tear gas grenades in Hardline? Well, you get 3 of them instead of just 1 frag grenade. They will do 3 different things to your opponent. First, they will hurt them over time. If you stand in the middle of a tear gas grenade for too long, you will take enough damage and you will die from it. Second, it blurs your vision quite extensively and it increases gun sway, so it's going to mess up your opponent's aim and their ability to accurately pinpoint enemies. It's actually quite useful in objective-based gameplay. You can throw it onto objectives to keep players from going on there. You can throw it around a mobile command post, so if players come out of it, they're already pretty much suppressed by the grenade. Let's take a look at the new ziplines and grappling hooks. The zipline can be used to fire from any high elevation place to a lower elevation place provided you are within range. Any team can use any zipline and shooting the base of the zipline will actually destroy the whole thing and occasionally cause people to fall to their doom. Direct shotting somebody with a zipline will instantly kill them. It's not a recommended use of this tool, but in a pinch you may have to. Grappling hooks are pretty straightforward. Once you have the grappling hook out and ready to shoot, ledges around the map will turn blue. The highlighted ledges will indicate what you can actually grapple onto. Once you shoot a grappling hook, a rope will appear and you can basically climb that rope. One cool thing about it is that you can actually shoot the hook and the rope will disappear. This can also be a great way to get some pretty funny kills or to basically just prevent enemies or even friendlies from getting to a certain location. Let's take a look at one of the coolest support gadgets added to the game. That is the Riot Shield. As you can see here, it is 100% bulletproof. If you shoot their legs below it, however, you will do some damage. When not equipped, the Riot Shield stays on your back, but it is still bulletproof and it can actually save you a lot when somebody sneaks up behind you in a firefight. Even while prone, it still provides a very good defensive shield. When using the melee bash on the Riot Shield, you can do 50% damage per bash. It's not a very quick attack, but it's certainly entertaining to get kills with. If you want to improve your defense, you can always crouch down, although sometimes you can sneak a bullet or two through the crouched area of the shield. Its explosive resistance seems to be pretty much infinite. Grenades, no problem for the Riot Shield as long as you're facing directly toward it. C4, again, no problem for the Riot Shield. You can put as much C4 as you want in front of this thing and it will absorb the blast. But what about when the Riot Shield is on your back? Well, as long as you're crouched and the Riot Shield is facing directly towards the blast, it will absorb the impact. So this could be a great way to save yourself in some really hairy situations by just turning around very fast and crouching before an explosion goes off. Let's check out one of the cool new teamwork features available in Hardline, allowing players to essentially take ammo from somebody who has an ammo box equipped on their character without having them to throw down an ammo box. The only downside is that you only get one magazine per weapon when you're doing this, and there's a little bit of a cooldown on it, so it could take you a little while to get the amount of ammo that you want, but in a pinch, one magazine can often save your life. The same works for anyone who has a first aid pack equipped. All you have to do is run up to them, hit E, and it will actually take a health pack that is going to recharge your health very quickly. This is just an absolutely awesome new feature to the game, and it gets rid of that whole situation of chasing after people trying to get health or ammo. Now, how about Suppression? Is that back in the game? Well, yes it is, but they have changed the way that it functions. No longer does it give you random bullet deviation. Instead, it actually makes your gun sway a bit more. It also slightly blurs your vision. I love the update on Suppression, and honestly, I think this is the perfect way that it should always function. In my previous Battlefield video, I talk about my favorite vehicles in Battlefield Hardline and just why they're so good, and one of the really cool things about vehicles is that you can kill most of them with standard weapons. Machine guns, assault rifles, Uzis, whatever you got will actually do damage to most of the vehicles in the game. In fact, the only two vehicles in the game that don't take damage from small arms fire is the armored rescue vehicle and the mobile command post. Knowing which vehicles have bulletproof glass is also something that's going to be key to doing well in Battlefield Hardline. So you can see the mobile command post has bulletproof glass, the armored rescue vehicle has bulletproof glass, the armored SUV has bulletproof glass, but it still takes damage from small arms fire. The rogue helicopter and the transport helicopter both have bulletproof glass for the pilots. Now, the passengers on ground transportation vehicles can shoot directly out the front window on most of these vehicles. They can also hold Z on PC to actually stick out the window, and then they have a full 360 range of motion, allowing them to shoot at any targets that pass by. This certainly makes for some awesome firefights. Now, understanding what objects in the environment are destructible or movable is really important for getting around efficiently. Most, in fact, almost all of the parked cars around the city you can move or destroy provided you have the right tools. Large vehicles will simply push parked cars out of the way. When placing C4 next to a vehicle, you can actually use it to blow it in a certain direction. It can also be really great for crushing somebody hiding behind it. Now, drivable police cruisers and muscle cars are vulnerable to small arms fire, but so far it doesn't look like your average cars just parked around the city will get blown up from small arms fire. If you happen to be playing a game of Hardline and you see your minimap wigging out with tons of red dots and baddies that are not actually anywhere near you, it might not be a bug in the game, it might actually be a recon player using their decoy gadget. I hope these tips that I mentioned here help you get into Hardline a bit quicker and start to take advantage of some of the cool strategies available in this game. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.